Now we go into class 7 and 8. When you talk about building power, what I realized was I couldn't just go into the recruitment tools and the recruitment plan, that my students do not feel good about power. They're squeamish, to say the least. In my community of mostly students of color, power is something that's been used to, oppress them. And they're very nervous about taking power because they don't want to be oppressor, right? So there has to be this dialogue, and that's why I go through this clarifying of power. I start off with Martin Luther King and Williamson's quote to get them feel better about power, and have them in small groups around those two quotes. And then I start talking about clarifying the concept that there's power over, there's power with, power for, and understand the differences, and that we're about power with. I start talking about you can have organized people, that's what we are, or you can have organized money, and that's what the Koch brothers are. And they can have organized violence, which is what the insurrectionists and other groups that use violence and gangs and armed groups. So they get clarity about the concept. I spend like 20, 25 minutes in that beginning class clarifying it. But then once I do that, I then jump into the real base building part of the class, which is asking them to do these very specific things about base building. And then we have that conversation of, well, why do we want power? I describe it is power is the ability to accomplish what you want done, to achieve purpose. And then speaking of Martin King, this is his birthday, of course, and he would use that line of Walter Reuther. It's the ability to get someone like GE to say yes when they want to say no. I'm trying to take the negativity around power to say that it just means to get what you want done. That's what we're about. To win a campaign, we need to have power. And how do we get more power? We get more people. And why is that important? You can get more work done when you have more people. And if you did your kickoff campaign, which you're going to do that kickoff campaign, if 10 people are there or 100 people are there, what's going to look more powerful? And the students are clear. 100 is going to be more, or 1,000, or 100,000. More people is more power. At the same time, it's always a small group that gets the work. You might have a lot of folks on your email list, but there's usually a smaller group doing the work.